on our way there, we really didn't see too many people, just kind of security detail, I guess. But the moment we got to the gate, some of the workers going in and out for, I guess, shift change or breaks or whatever. But one of the workers asked me for a cigarette, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, you can have a smoke, no problem." And I asked him, I said, "How are they treating you in there, man? And do they treat you like crap? And you guys get paid good?" He was just a little pissed off, but he wasn't too comfortable talking to me. He kind of got a little freaked out when I told him who I was with. He asked me if I was with, any news organizations. I said, I'm just here doing this for the people, and we are change and groups like that. So after I said that, he kind of got weird, but he really didn't explain anything of what he saw in there. He really didn't talk about it, but he was kind of spooked that I even asked him, like, "Hey, what's going on in here, bro?" So yeah, it was interesting. We saw a lot of other workers come out. You had the first-hand experience dealing with the sheriff and some of the security detail coming up to you at the gate. I was actually over in the back talking to some other people that were just cruising along, and they started asking about what was going on in the Grove. Just two random, this couple, I guess they're from somewhere up north, and they're just kind of driving around doing the tourist thing, and they knew about Alex Jones and the Bohemian Grove already. So to me, that was a surprise, just some random people actually knowing about what's going on. Surprised in a good way. We have, as we engage against the enemy, we have this idea that no one else knows about it, and that we're the only ones that know about it, and you can't talk to anybody about it. But that right there was just a testament to show, look, there's other people that are in this world that know about it, and you're not crazy or conspiracy theorist or anything like that. You're just an investigator trying to find out more of what's going on in there. And those two people that I spoke to, they asked me what I knew about the Grove, and I said, I only know what's come out. I've never been in there. I only know what's been leaked out by Alex Jones, the whistleblowers, other people that have actually infiltrated it, and also from the testimony from some of the victims of the satanic ritual abuse that they've experienced there. So that's all we can go off of right now. But we do know that very powerful politicians, industrialists, pretty much the corporate elite, meet there annually for 2 weeks out of the year to participate in the cremation of care ceremony, as well as discuss upcoming events and what the future holds for them, because they're deciding the future of the world in terms of geopolitical things. Like one year we were there, we were fortunate enough to speak to an Italian diplomat and try to get some information from him. It seemed like he was more or less a low-level guy that really didn't know the inner workings of the elite and what was going on at the higher levels, but he kind of knew something was going on, but he was there. We've also had other people come out and talk about their experiences within. Locals talked to us back in 2013, I believe it was, and gave us a picture of a map, some of the cups from in there with the owl on it, the Bohemian Club owl and things like that. So there are people willing to talk about what's going on in there. I'm sure they fear for their lives because the rich and powerful are the ones that meet in secret there. And when you have millions upon millions of dollars, you can't afford hit teams. If I'm not mistaken, the average assassination is like $500,000 to $1 million. And if these guys have billions of dollars, I mean, all it takes is just a paycheck or a check or cash, whatever, to take out these people. But with that said, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of anything, because they fear us more when we take them head on. They want us to be pacified sheep that don't even discuss these issues, because when you're ignorant, it is not bliss. You're not in the know, so they can do what they do behind the shadows in secrecy. So it's up to us as investigative journalists and just the general public to exercise our First Amendment rights and go to places like this. I mean, the Bilderberg group, they just met in, I believe it was Sweden. Right? It was Sweden?
I don't know.
This year. Well, anyways, the Bilderberg group met. Thousands upon thousands of reporters convened on the event, tried to get as much as they could. People from the Telegraph were getting harassed. People from Infowars went there; they're getting harassed. You had security forces. I believe it was under the name of Cobra Security or something like that. I mean, this is straight out of a movie. I mean, you can't make this up. Fact is always stranger than fiction. But once you start looking at the reality of what's going on around you, it's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, but we're not. We're living in reality. So, like I said, it's up to us as individuals, as people who care about our fellow human being, to expose this and try to do everything we can to put it to an end. It's like they say, there is no stopping Armageddon. There is no stopping what's happening in Revelations. But we as Christians can do what we can to prevent things from going on and fight hard against the devil and don't allow them to create these, these massive schemes where they take the entire world into war. I mean, in order for the war to even begin, someone has to pull the trigger. And if they know that they're pulling the trigger for, an unjust cause, they're not going to want to do it. So hopefully, as we expose more and more of what's going on, people will see that. I mean, we've already seen instances where the United States Marines were questioned, will you fire upon American citizens? So some of them said no, a lot of them said yes. So, why would they even be asking those questions? Is something going on that we don't know about, or is everything that the conspiracy theorists in the 60s and 50s talk about, is that coming to fruition now? We've seen basically the pretty much destabilization of the entire Middle East. I mean, they were working on peace in the Middle East for years now, and everything they do just continually destabilizes everything. We have the Wahhabists in Saudi Arabia pretty much funding ISIS and other terrorist groups to create havoc in the region. By creating havoc in the region, you have a conflict zone, which increases the prices of oil, and the availability to get that is a lot more difficult because you have to hire security forces, you have to constantly fight against Al-Qaeda, ISIS, different mujahideen type organizations that are continuing the jihad against the West. So it's in their best interest to keep this artificial scarcity going, so that there's constant war throughout the world. So hopefully after today, it'll get other people to think and make the decisions on your own. Can't tell you what to think.
Any final words about your trip?
It was nice. It was nice. We got to see a lot of forest and nature. We're back in the Bay again. It was about an hour and a half drive from here. Right now we're just looking over at the bay. It's got a nice view.
Yeah.
The Richmond Bridge right here in San Francisco Bay. So yeah, anybody could come out here and do what we did. Hopefully someone else out there will do a better job than us, because I just work 9 to 5. I'm just an average guy. I'm nothing special. But you are.
Thanks a lot, man.